What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Hope you're doing well, feeling great and enjoying freedom. It's a great day to have a great day. Today I'm titling this video, I've changed my mind about silver. Here's why. It'll be a partial response to another overtaxed taxpayer, but it'll also be me adding my own thoughts as well. We're gonna get into it, but really quick, just in case you're new, make sure to subscribe for a bunch of videos. Subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for bonus videos. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel. Try out some G Fuel Energy Formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. And of course, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account, which you can keep and hold on to. Or you can sell and use the cash to, I don't know, buy some silver if that's what you want. Webull link in the description. Everything will be linked in the description. All right, so for those of you who I guess haven't seen, AOTTP posted a video recently. Now, this was rare of me to even notice because I spend zero time on the internet anymore. I come out here, I film some videos, I post them, and then I don't even really touch the internet until it's time for me to, film some more videos and upload them again. I don't watch anything at this point, but I happened to take a glance at my subscription feed the other day, and I saw a video by AOTTP titled, I've changed my mind about silver, here's why. Now, the first half of the video had nothing to do with silver. It was, he was talking about some politicians. But the second half of the video was talking about silver and how his mind has changed over the years, and he acknowledged that in the past he was one of the many people talking about how silver will go to $500 an ounce and the spot price is going to do that and the spot price is going to do this and all these different things are going to go on. Now, just for context, the Overtaxed Taxpayer, one of the two silver channels that actually taught me quite a bit about silver at the very beginning, before I actually got my first piece of physical silver and held it in my hand, he was one of the two channels that I actually liked. I went through like 10 channels at the time. There weren't a great deal of channels that were talking about silver back then. This was like 5 or 6 years ago. There weren't too many channels out there focused on precious metals, but I went through a few of them looking for some answers, looking for some information, and the Overtaxed Taxpayer was one of the only two that I didn't find, and I don't mean this to be like disrespectful, painfully boring. Overtaxed Taxpayer and Sal were the only two that I found interesting, and I had been following his channel ever since, although for the last year I haven't really paid any attention to anything that happens online, so it's nothing against him. I'm just not on the internet anymore. But he had posted this video that I just happened to stumble upon the other day, and it was titled, I've changed my mind about silver, here's why. And he talked about how he was one of those talking about how spot price is going to go to the moon and all this crazy stuff, and he still believes that spot price will go up. He doesn't know if he's going to see $500 or even $100 during his lifetime. He does still believe, and he's still very confident in silver, but he just doesn't see it the same way anymore. And if you want to know all of the intricate details behind how his mind has changed, I would recommend going and watching his video. I don't need to explain what he meant for him. I think he did a fairly good job of that in his video. But he talked a bit about manipulation. He talked about a lot of stuff that goes on. And although I do agree with some of his points and I disagree with others, I agreed with the concept of his video. He said that he has changed his mind about silver, and he has his own personal reasons why his mind has changed, but my mind has changed about silver as well. Now, I haven't posted a video titled what I titled this video. I haven't gone out and made a video say, hey, my mind has changed about silver, but I'm pretty sure I've made it crystal clear over the last like year and a half that it's just different at this point. And I left a comment on his video, which I screenshot, and I'm going to read right here because this is, I believe, a good way of explaining how I personally feel. I left the comment and I said, couldn't agree more. I'm still confident in metals as a potential long-term hedge against inflation. Sure. But do I still believe spot price is ever going to do anything special ever? Unfortunately not. Now, I'd be happy to be proven wrong, but let's be honest, people have been waiting around for the quote-unquote skyrocket for decades at this point. All you hear is eventually this, eventually that, and the goalpost constantly getting moved. I'm over it. I've been for a few years now. It's just a little side hobby for me at this point. I'm no longer all in, nor do I have any level of enthusiasm left. I still think it's better to have some metals than to have none, but I'm on to bigger and better things. That was the comment that I had left on his video. So, for me personally, do I still have all of the silver and all of the gold that I have stacked up over the years? Yes. Have I sold any? No. I gave one silver bar to a friend as a birthday present, and I've given away a couple pieces of silver for giveaways, primarily in the VIP club, which is what I call my Patreon page. If anybody's interested in that, it's where I post all of my videos early and commercial free. No YouTube ads, no YouTube. And I post them all at 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want access to them early in the morning, rather than waiting 13 hours later for them to get posted on YouTube, that's where you can watch them, and you can watch them commercial free. And I'm also going to be starting a podcast that I've been working on for a long time now. I've been trying to get my footing. I've been trying to figure out how exactly I want to do it, and I've done a couple of, trial episodes, and I'm just trying to figure out how I want my podcast to be. But I found someone who is at the moment going to be a reoccurring guest, and who knows, at some point he may end up being a co-host. So that will be in the VIP club. Link in the description. But point being is that I still have all my silver and all of my gold. Haven't sold any of it. I haven't traded one metal for the other. I haven't sold any of my metals for anything business related. I haven't sold any of my metals to buy stocks. I haven't done any of that. I have all the silver, all of the gold that I've stacked up over the years, with the exception of a couple pieces that I gave away. So I still have all of my silver, all of my gold, and I plan on, at this time, keeping it that way. At the moment, I do not have any intentions of selling. I do not want to sell. I don't have a reason to sell, but I'm not buying more at this time. Now, there have been a couple of things that have changed my mind, and like I said before, I agree with Overtaxed on certain points, and I disagree with him on other points. For me personally, what's changed my mind has been just a shift in the economy. I think, and I've said this even when I was all in on silver and gold. I had said this in real time when it was going on. I said, now is the time, for me at least, to be stacking. Now is the time for me to be stockpiling as much of the physical precious metal content as I could possibly get my hands on. When things change, I will re-strategize, I will reassess what's going on, and I will reevaluate and figure out, should I still be doing this, or should I shift my attention to a different asset class? That's what I had said a couple years ago when I was pretty much all in on silver and gold. That was my number one priority, the precious metals. Well, things changed, so I had to reassess, reevaluate, and re-strategize. And I had decided at the time that precious metals were a good way, or what I considered to be a good way, of preserving wealth. Here we are, filming this video in July 2023. I believe this is coming out the beginning of August 2023. Filmed a bunch of videos today. I film all my videos in advance because, like I said before, I spend as little time on the internet as possible. I actually hate the internet. So I just film a bunch of videos in one day. That way I don't have to deal with filming or editing or uploading any other day of the week. That's just what I do. Anyway, filmed a bunch of videos, and I have one that will be posted early August. It'll be this video. And here we are, summer of 2023, and I still stand by what I believed several years ago. I do still believe that silver and gold are a good way, an excellent way, or potentially an excellent way of preserving wealth. Problem is, if you don't have wealth to preserve, what are you doing? Shouldn't you build wealth, and once the wealth has been built, turn to an asset class that can help you preserve it? I think that makes more sense. See, I'm different than a lot of the people that watch my videos. See, I can see in my YouTube analytics, like, you know, who watches my videos, like male versus female, what age demographic they're in. Most of the people that watch my videos are males between 35 and 60. I am not even in that age demographic. So for me, I have quite a ways to go. And for somebody in my position, I believe that I should be more focused on building wealth at this time, especially with the opportunities that we've seen over the last 3 years. The massive crash of 2020 opened up huge doors for me. 2021 was a year of really being in the green the entire year. 2022 was a year for the most part spent in the red, so that was another big opportunity. Here we are in 2023. It's been kind of up and down, but I'm more so focused on building wealth right now. I have what I consider to be a God-given gift, which is the energy that I have. I hear it all the time. How do you have this much energy? How do you do this? How do you wake up at 4 a.m. and you're just like, time to go? How do you do that? And how do you keep it? How do you keep the momentum all day long? And I was like, I don't know. I just have an absurd amount of energy all the time, 24 hours a day. Can't even sleep at night. I break my friggin' back 6 days a week, and then on my day off, I'm out here filming a whole bunch of videos outside in the heat like this. And I still can't sleep at night. That's how energetic I am. People are like, how do you do this? I was like, I don't know. It's a God-given amount of energy, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how else to explain it. So for me, I believe it's the right idea for me to capitalize on the energy that I have, the hyper-motivation that I have, and the opportunities that are presenting themselves in front of me to build something up for myself. I am much more, like the comment that I left on Overtaxed video, I'm on to bigger and better things at this time. Those bigger and better things at this time happen to be investing, business, and brand building, and also my job. See, one thing that Overtaxed mentioned in his video is that he said, I don't want to misspeak for him. I believe he said something along the lines of that he doesn't like 401ks or doesn't believe in 401ks or whatever. I personally do believe in 401ks, and I believe a tremendous amount of wealth can be built by utilizing one, especially if you get a company match. So for me personally, I am taking advantage of the company match. I am taking that 5% match. I am using the tax-advantaged retirement accounts. 3 different kinds. One being the 401k, one being a Roth IRA, and one being an HSA, which I just opened up. And the HSA is triple tax advantaged. It lowers your tax bill, number 1. It grows tax-free, which is 2. And then you can use it on medical or health-related expenses free of tax. That's 3. So I'm taking advantage of tax-advantaged accounts, retirement accounts, health savings accounts. I'm taking advantage of the company match. I'm working my friggin' face off. I have to work 5 days a week. That's not really an option. Sundays for me are optional. I don't have to work Sundays if I don't want to, but as an incentive, I get time and a half on Sunday. So you better believe I work the whole friggin' day on Sunday. I've worked 13, 14 hours on Sundays. Give me time and a half. Yes, please. If I work a 10-hour day, I know that I'm getting paid for 15 hours. Why would I not take advantage of that? Like I said, I'm young and I have this energy now. I tell people all the time, I'm young, I'm healthy, and I have a tremendous amount of energy. And one day, those three things will no longer be true. There will come a day where I'm no longer young, I'm no longer healthy, I'm no longer energetic, and I won't be able to do what I'm doing right now. I'm aware of that. I'm conscious of that. I can acknowledge that. I'm not excited about that, but I'm honest. I could see that. There will come a day when I'm 200 years old and I'm not physically capable of the 60, 70, 80-hour work weeks anymore. I understand that. So why not take advantage while I am capable? So that's what I'm doing. I'm working my face off. I'm getting time and a half, 1 day a week. I'm putting a portion of my pre-tax dollars into my 401k, getting a 5% match, making the most of that, maxing out my Roth IRA, and putting a little bit into my HSA, triple tax advantaged health savings account. While also investing in my regular account, while also continuing to build my business and grow my brand. That's what my focus is at this time. The economy is in a different place than it was 4 years ago. The markets are in a different place than they were 4 years ago. 4 years ago, what was I doing? I was learning about the stock market and stockpiling silver and gold. I was learning about different ways that I can do business and learning about different ways that I can invest in my business and learning about different ways to build brands, my brands and other people's brands, and have equity. I was learning about how to do those things. And I was also, at the time, I was working a job that didn't offer me a 401k, let alone a 5% company match. Or time and a half, or overtime. I wasn't offered any of those things. My old job. My new job is far better of a job. All the benefits, all the perks that it comes with, I'm making the most out of that. I'm taking advantage of all of it. And I'm grateful, thankful, and appreciative of that. But that's where my head is at right now. I need to build something up for myself. How can I sit here and stack silver and gold? I need to preserve wealth. I don't have wealth to preserve. Wealth needs to be built first. You can have wealth in two different ways. You can build wealth, or an older family member of yours could have built it and then passed it down to you. I didn't have that. I was not given wealth. I do not come from wealth. I do not come from an upper class, white collar family. That's not what I come from. I come from the break your back, blue collar world. I was raised in that. Like middle class, not upper class. Save money for a weekend vacation class, not, go all over the place whenever we want type of class, if that makes sense. I don't come from tremendous amounts of money. And I was not given tremendous amounts of money. I was not given any money. Actually, to be honest with you, money was actually taken from me, but that's a different story. But here's the thing. I'm focused on building wealth. I need to build something up for myself. I can't sit here and approve of clinging to something, aka wealth preservation, when I haven't built something up for myself that needs to be preserved yet. when the economy changes again, because the economy changed within the last couple of years, when the economy inevitably changes again, I will once again reevaluate, reassess, and re-strategize where I need to. There will come a day where I step back away from investing and step back away from business and go into wealth preservation mode again. But right now I'm in wealth building mode. I need to build something up for myself before I can preserve it. Like I said, do I still believe in silver and gold as a potential way of hedging against inflation long term? Yes. Yes, I do. Yes, I absolutely do. But the time for me is not to be saving. Silver and gold, I personally view as I've been saying this for going on 6 years now, a physical at-home savings account, not an investment. I view the precious metals as a physical at-home savings account. Better than a savings account at the bank, but it's more of a way. Point being is that it's more of a way of saving than anything else. That's how I see it. It's not the time for me to save. It might be the time for you to save. You might be in a different place in your life. You might be in a different stage. Just because it's not the time for me to be stacking silver and gold right now doesn't mean that it's not the time to be stacking silver and gold, period. No, it might be the time for you to be stacking. For me, it's not. For me, it is not time to focus on coins. It's time for me to focus on building something up for myself and setting myself up for the best chance of success. And later on down the road, preserve what I built up, pull some of that value out, and store it in maybe some gold bars. That's one way of doing it, or buying land, or buying a rental property, or just a house, period. Real estate goes up. Real estate is, I believe, the superior form of wealth preservation. Only problem is how hands-on it is. A lot of people like to say, oh, real estate, oh, if you want passive income, rental property, oh yeah, passive income. Yeah, you're gonna be spending more time fixing up the house than you are on your actual job. Real estate is not passive income. It's very, very, very hands-on. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, we'll just hire a bunch of people. Oh yeah, with what money? With what? You have any idea how much real estate you need to own and how much rental income you need to be generating for you to be able to afford to pay all these people to do all these things? It's not realistic to the average Joe. Is it attainable? Yes, absolutely. And is it the superior way of preserving wealth long term? I believe so. Real estate has existed since the beginning of time. Real estate has existed since before we even knew what silver and gold were. If a caveman lived in a cave, that right there is real estate. And he would beat someone to death with a club over it. That's how valuable it was to him and his family. But at the same time, it's harder to obtain, and it could be very hands-on, and there are a lot of expenses that pop up after you've already made the purchase. All right, cool, bought the house. Oh, now this is going wrong, that's going wrong. Oh my God, you mean I gotta cut my own grass? Oh my God, now I gotta buy a lawnmower. Like, there's so much stuff that goes into it. Pros and cons. But point being is that's one of many ways you can go about preserving wealth. You can do so with metals. That's one way of going about it. You could buy land, you could buy real estate, houses, rental properties, whatever. Once I build something up for myself, and I get to the point where I decide it's time to reassess, reevaluate, and maybe re-strategize in certain areas, what's working very, very well, what's working decently, what's not working at this time, and how can I make a shift? How can I change things around? Now, I'm saying things in this video that I've said many, 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 many other videos in the past, but it's all together in this video with the title being, I've changed my mind about silver. Here's why. I've talked about this. I've been talking about this for over a year. But I believe this is the first time that I'm actually hitting record and talking about this particular thing specifically. So thank you to another Overtaxed Taxpayer for making his video, which I decided that I should respond to. Like I said before, I agree with him in a lot of areas. I disagree with him in a lot of areas. And that doesn't go for just this particular topic. That goes for, you know, a lot of the videos that he's made over the years. And I'm sure he can say the same about me and my videos. I'm sure he agrees with a lot of what I say. And I'm sure he disagrees with a lot of what I say, which is fine. You know how stupid and boring of a world we would live in if everyone agreed with everything that everyone says? That would suck. I'm glad we disagree on certain things. It gives us a reason to bounce ideas back and forth on one another. Oh, what do you think about this? Oh, I think it's a good idea. Really? I don't think it's that great of an idea. Why do you think it's a good idea? Why do you think it's a bad idea? Go back and forth. Weigh out the pros and the cons. And sometimes come to a concrete answer. Sometimes agree to disagree. And then move on. Guess what? He's still going to work. I'm still going to work. He's still doing his thing. I'm still doing my thing. He's still making his videos. I'm still making my videos. Nothing bad happened out of it. All right? We disagree with something. Who cares? I understand that I have a very different way of going about doing things. I understand that I am definitely not everyone's cup of tea. I understand I am not everyone's cup of G Fuel. Link in the description. I get it. But my way of doing things does not need to be a blueprint for the way you do things. What works for me might not work for you. You should do things your way. If you think right now is the best time to be stacking silver, right now you should probably be stacking silver. If you think that investing in the stock market or starting a business isn't the greatest idea, or at least not at this time, then maybe you shouldn't be in the stock market or shouldn't be in business. It's fine. There's no absolute right or wrong way of doing things. I just happen to believe that if I'm going to preserve something, I should build something up that's worthy of being preserved first. I still have a long way to go. I still have a lot of work that needs to be put in. I still need to grow. I still need to figure things out for myself. I still need to find my rhythm and figure out what it is that I actually want. I'm still trying to figure things out for myself. So, anyway, if you guys want to head on down to the comments and let me know your thoughts on the video. If you're someone that had been stacking silver for at least 3 or 4 years, see, if you've only been stacking for, you know, a couple months or a year or two, maybe you don't know. Maybe you don't realize, but the stacking world was a very different place back in 2019, 18, 17. It was very, very different. Very different. The stacking community was very, very different. I remember getting comments on my videos. People used to blast me like, "How dare you order silver online? Like you only think of yourself if you're not supporting the local coin shop." You know, like people. I was like, whoa, sorry. Didn't realize that was like, you know, the 8th deadly sin there. And I, you know, started getting silver from the coin shop more frequently. And then, you know, 2020, 2021 rolled around, and, you know, I'd post videos, you know, explaining the importance of supporting the local coin shop. And not only that, but small businesses in general. I was like, oh, I get it now. And I get comments on my videos being like, oh, local coin shop charges a little bit more. It's stupid to do that. So, you know, get everything online. The coin shop is a little bit more expensive. Screw the small businesses. I was like, wow, we got a whole different crowd of people in the stacking world at this point. It's different, and I've only been involved for not even 6 years. So much has changed in 6 years. not only for me personally on a personal level, but the community as well. The community is just a very different place. The stacking world, silver and gold, spot price, premiums, it's just so different. It's a completely different world. Like, believe me when I say this, I'm in such a better place now than I was 5 years ago. But if I can go back to 2017, 2018, when things were just normal for me, when things were like simple and not so the way they are now. Like I said, I'm in a far better place now than I was back then. But back then it was just so much simpler, and I hindsight's 2020. I liked it so much more. But better days are ahead. All we have to do is just keep trucking along. We have to diversify at the end of the day. There's no reason in the world that we should be all in on one particular asset class. You should have a variety. You should absolutely have a variety. If you're stacking silver and gold, and like silver and gold only, I think you're making a mistake. Just like if you're only investing in the stock market, I think you're making a mistake. I think you should have a variety. I think you should diversify your portfolio. I think your net worth should be built up on multiple different legs. I think you should have a multifaceted financial preparation system set up for yourself. That way, if something happens to one asset class, you don't get completely decimated. If that makes sense. I think you should at the very least have a small percentage of your net worth or a small percentage of what you own in other asset classes, even if they're asset classes that you're not overly familiar with or all that fond of, or whatever the case may be. I think you should have a variety. I think diversification is absolutely mandatory. I think you should have a little bit of currency in asset classes that you still need to learn about. And I think you should learn as you go. I think as you're investing or as you're stacking or as you're doing this or as you're building that, you should continue to learn as much as you can about all the different asset classes and diversify to the best of your ability and become as close to being financially unbreakable as humanly possible. Like, all right, wipe out the stock market. Screw you, I still got my metals. Screw you, I still got my business. Oh man, you slashed the spot price, but guess what? I got my brand that I've been building, and I got other brands that I've been building. Oh, this is going on. Well, guess what? I still got this. Well, guess what? I still got that. You can't take everything. I think the best way of setting yourself up for success, I know I said before that my focus is, I'm focused on what I'm focused on because of me being younger and having more energy and having, for that reason. But it really doesn't matter how old you are. You could be 60, 70 years old. And if you're still interested in improving your financial well-being, there's no such thing as too late. There's no such thing as too old. There's no such thing as too this or too that. You can always make improvements when it comes to your physical well-being, your mental well-being, and your financial well-being, and also your spiritual well-being, by the way. I think that with everything going on right now, and even though I don't consider mid-2023 to be the most ideal time to be stacking, I don't think it's the wrong time to be stacking. I just think that there are better options for me at this time. I think that it just clicks a little bit better for me personally. And I think that if you are one of those people that are tunnel vision, if you think everything in the world is a scam, oh, it's a scam, stock market's fake, blah, 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 blah. These are the same people that are like, oh, you need to stack silver and gold the only way. And then when spot price doesn't do what they want it to do, they're like, oh, spot price is all fake. It's a losing game. It's rigged against us. Well, if it's rigged against us, why are you participating in the game? I don't think that. I don't think it's rigged and designed for us to fail. I don't believe that at all. Does faking go on? Yeah. Is there manipulation in absolutely everything? Yes. Do I think it's an absolute guaranteed losing game? No. People present it that way. Meanwhile, they're still stacking. They're like, oh, they, them, they're after us. They want us to fail. They're manipulating. Who's they? Who's they that everybody keeps talking about? I don't believe it's rigged against us. Is there manipulation in everything? Yes. Is there manipulation in silver and gold? I would assume so. But manipulation to the point where the game is completely fixed for us to fail? No, absolutely not. And that goes for the other markets as well. Most of the other markets, I should say. Anyway, I want you guys to head on down to the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic when it comes to silver and gold. When I say silver, I'm really just talking about precious metals in general. When it comes to silver and gold, has your opinion changed? Especially if you're someone that's been stacking for at least 3 or 4 years. Has your opinion changed? Have you noticed the drastic difference in how the precious metal world is and how the community is today versus several years ago? Noticeable difference? Have you not noticed a difference at all? Maybe I'm pointing it out now, or maybe you think I'm wrong. Maybe you think that no, everything's exactly the same. Oh yeah, no, spot price and premiums are exactly where they were 4 years ago. Do you see a difference? Has your opinion changed? If so, why? And also, if not, why? Why has your opinion not changed? Let me know in the comments anything and everything related to today's video topic. If you guys like today's video, please hit that like button. Subscribe if you are new. Subscribe to my second channel, which is my backup channel for exclusive bonus content. Get yourself some DYDSS merchandise to help support the channel in the biggest possible way. Try out some, I only have 2 hands, some G Fuel energy formula, $5 off your first order by clicking the link in the description. Of course, everybody's walking over here this way. And of course, last but certainly not least, make sure to go and get your up to 12 free fractional shares by downloading Webull and funding your account. You can deposit as little as you'd like, even as little as a penny. It still works, it still counts. You still get your up to 12 free fractional shares, which you can keep and hold on to, or you can sell and buy what you'd rather have instead, like maybe some silver. And I want you guys to, everything will be linked in the description. And of course, I want you guys to head on down in the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Has your opinion on silver changed? Have you changed your mind on silver? If so, why? If not, why? What is your focus at this time? Are you lasered in to preserving wealth, or are you more focused on building wealth that you can later on turn and preserve? Head on down in the comments and let me know anything and everything related to today's video topic. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time. Don't you dare stop smiling. Peace.